Hey, we are not messing around. We are starting with a best of 5 between Snute and Scarlett here in the winner bracket. Now this is Scarlett's first match of the championship. She had a lot of OSC points and was seeded within the top 6, hence her kind of just being placed straight into round 3 of the winners bracket. Snute's had a little bit of a journey here so far. He was seeded quite high up, obviously top 20 to be in the winners bracket at all, but he already had to come through Semper 2-0 and yesterday's Solar 3 games to 2. So Snute's having a pretty good run. He actually knocked out the last Korean in the winner bracket. So the winner bracket is all full of foreigners right now, and we're guaranteed a foreigner versus somebody finals in the grand finals, but that's a couple days away. So this right now is winner bracket round 3. The winner of this will play Namshar, who has actually won yesterday 3 games to 0. We casted that game as our final series of the day. As we have to the top left hand side, our pink Zerg player from Team Expert is Scarlett, and she is up against the red Zerg player to the bottom right hand side of the map, Snute. So Scarlett versus Snute, game number 1 of this best of 5. And Scarlett already just a little bit of a different opening, a bit of a later hatchery with the gas pool then hatch. Wasn't like a super early pool or aggressive pool. You can see she's made 8 Zerglings here, which are going to run in right now and try to grab a couple of drones. She's going to get one right here. No, how does that drone not go down? Oh my god. This one drone here survived for so long and like one hit away from death. That was absolutely sick. Yeah, like absolutely crazy. And as you can see, this drone now going to pull away, and he will be setting up a third hatchery here. So Snute going to be moving in towards the third hatchery. Scarlett is still on 16 drones. She is making another round of Zerglings, and she is looking to win this game very, very quickly. I mean, 14 more lings already in the production tab. There's already, what, like over 10 here in the kind of the low ground, the natural. This is like 14 now. The numbers are getting crazy, and she's just going to flood across this map as soon as she gets the link speed. And Snute's not going to see this coming at all. Look at this Overlord's out of position. It doesn't see those links coming through the center. Now he sends some links up, and now he sees this for the first time, but all he's been making is pure drones. So Snute's going to have to go into crisis management mode. Cancel, I think he even cancelled a drone there, maybe to afford a spine crawl or Evo chambers to wall off. We'll be able to get this queen into a little bit of the gap there, as we're going to be seeing it. I mean, the lings just wrap around the other side. Now the other queen comes down as well. Obviously Snute can fight with the drones, needs to fight with the drones, considering how many he has. One queen goes down, the second queen is going to get picked off too. And those lings are going to continue making their way in towards this natural main base mineral line, where Snute really doesn't have anything other than drones at the moment. Scarlett going into a Baneling nest as well, and already after killing the queens, she has that advantage of Snute missing injects, and Snute's supply is just going to keep on dropping. Just did not see this coming at all, and so Scarlett is really just going to be manhandling Snute a little bit in the early stages of game number 1. Powerful. I mean, the first 8 lings didn't really do too much, but Snute, because of that, maybe didn't send lings across the map so quickly, didn't try to figure out that Scarlett didn't have a third hatchery. His Overlord got pushed away from the center, and because of that, Scarlett was able to just run straight through the middle, and the first Snute saw of it was, like, right here. I mean, that's just way too late, when all you've been doing is pumping out drones for yourself. And Snute just getting caught a little bit unawares there for game number 1 in the very early stages. Now we're going to see a couple of Banes going down. So some target fire, and then the Banes do continue to fall. One final Bane makes it through, but oh my god. The Banes actually initially were not doing too badly for Snute. He was targeting them down pretty well. The last Bane got a little bit more done, and I think at this point Snute's sort of realizing that this one is kind of just over. GG, and that's going to be Scarlett taking game 1 of this best of 5. Start of the day between Scarlett and Snute here. And of course Snute now does trail in the series, is up 1 game to the bottom left hand side of the map. The pink Zerg player from Team Expert is Scarlett. She's playing against the red Zerg player to the top right hand side from Team Liquid. It is Snute. Alright, game number 2 of this series. I'm just looking to see what's going to be happening here over the next few minutes, looking to see what direction the players are going to take this time around. Already Scarlett looking for a hatchery first is going to allow her to maybe not go into that aggressive ling flood this time around. It's funny because gas pool hatch used to be kind of a build which was like, you know, I just want to play a bit safe against a 12 pool or 13-12. But now players really have figured out how to just play against 13-12. and 12 pool with a hatchery first. So if you actually do go gas pool hatch, you're generally looking for, you're generally looking to have a reason to have that earlier ling speed in play. And so that exactly is what happened there. Of course, earlier ling speed, earlier lings, a faster queen for the first inject, and Scarlett just flooding those lings across. Obviously looking to just win the game quickly, which she did, of course, in the end. And as we do set up here, now hatch gas pool apiece, it's a little bit less likely we see something as aggressive as that. It's a little bit more likely we see something maybe along the lines of, say, perhaps a set of drones going up in towards 2-3 bases. That sort of setup here over the next few minutes. So getting ready to go as we we'll see the swan pools finishing, and this is the sort of point where we're going to be seeing players pulling out of gas or not. Snute just leaves one worker into the gas right now, and 3 workers from Scarlett. Going to be staying in this gas over here, so still mining away. And we are just going to be seeing those couple of queens currently on the way up from Snute in the main and natural. Ling speed on the way up. Again, just going to be seeing that Bane nest from Scarlett dropping on down. So she's going to be the first to put Bane nest down. I mean, she's working with 3 workers in gas, so it makes sense that she's going to build the Bane nest. She is making 8 Zerglings, which is maybe a little bit aggressive, and making some more as well. Only 19 drones here. But, and Snute's taking a 3rd hatchery in the meantime. So Scarlett not looking towards that kind of free hatchling Bane. And Snute, well, he will be able to afford the Bane nest in the next couple of moments. As we do have Snute continue to back away up through the center of the map. So Snute pulling back here a little bit, and just going to be seeing the, again, Bane nest about to finish. This time Snute needs to actually pulling his Overlord back so it doesn't get attacked by a queen, but does need to try and keep information going, and that's why he sends this one ling down to try and see any Zerglings of Scarlett coming out. Scarlett even tries to hide these 2 Zerglings, and it looks like she will successfully do that. Snute gets a little bit of an eye on ball onto the natural expansion though, and we'll see, I think, that there is a fair lack of drones there, so let's see if he does set up defensively or not. He's sending a few lings through the center where he is going to now find this for the first kind of time, for in all honesty. We'll want to get that queen in between the Bane nest and the hatchery here, and let's see how this is going to go, as we do have more lings from Snute continuing down towards the lower left, but Scarlett greets Snute with just so many more Zerglings, and they do get a full surround, and Snute loses a few lings. Obviously the idea there is that at least Snute buys time, but now losing both of his queens, and is Snute just being too greedy again? Is he just not really able to see this in time? It looks as though that really is the case at the moment. Let's see all of those drones coming back up here. Scarlett's now going to target down the Bane nest, and Snute has a difficult defense ahead of him, as we're going to see Bane starting to make their way in towards mineral lines, and oh my god. I mean, drones are starting to drop very low, Banes are being cancelled, Snute has no answer, and Scarlett takes game number 2 just like that. So Scarlett takes the 2-0 inside of Ascension to Aya. Our pink Zerg player is going to be Scarlett. She's going up against the red Zerg, bottom right, who, well, within, like, what, 10 in-game minutes is now down 0-2. Needs to just try and be a little bit more careful about what Scarlett's going for, figuring it out, scouting it, and not getting abused by it, because right now I think Scarlett is really just abusing Snute's weakness of sometimes overdrawing and stuff. As we have our red Zerg player, bottom right is Liquid Snute. So, getting set up here and getting ready to go. As you see, Scarlett already into a fast evolution chamber. Now we did see Scarlett, obviously the last 2 games being aggressive. This is kind of like another way of being aggressive, basically. We saw Raynor kind of doing this, and it is a fast carapace upgrade that generally comes out of an Evo upgrade, or an Evo chamber this early on like this. So, an evolution chamber dropping down, a carapace upgrade starting, and Scarlett will start up ling speed when she gets another 100 gas, and it actually lines up quite nicely. Ling speed and carapace finish at the same time. and it will give her the edge in Ling-on-Ling fights and in the Ling-Bane wars obviously as well, because now Banelings are going to take 2 shots to kill a Ling, and obviously that's kind of frustrating. That means that sometimes even if you try to blow, you know, even if one Ling picks off a Bane, it doesn't actually even go down at that point. So it's pretty crazy that what this single carapace upgrade can do. As you all can see again, the Queen's at the front though, calmly currently deflecting those Zerglings and just keeping them from moving on in. Snute is the one with the Lings on the map, and he will have the faster Ling speed, so he might be able to get in here to scout what's going on. He's poking and prodding around right now. Sorry, we don't have game hard on because the players were hosting the games, but so you can't see the upgrade finishing on the side. But Snute gets in, he sees the well, he sees the Evo chamber and knows speed, and honestly, he also sees the Ling speed research on the spawn pools. I think Snute sees exactly what this is, and now he can kind of play against this as as however he wants to, basically. So yeah, going to be able to play against this however he really feels like it. Well, so thank you very much to Anand Manu coming in with the fresh new sub. Thank you very much again, some Wardy Hots in the chat for a new subscriber, and welcome to the Wardy family, of course. Thank you for subscribing. Carapace upgrade going to be finishing soon. The Ling speed is going to be coming on up, and the Baneling nest dropping on down, about halfway done. More Lings of Snute here, just going to come across over to the left hand side. Going to run in towards the third hatchery of Scarlett in the next few moments. And already a couple of Banes going to start morphing in. Snute just looking to try and be a little bit aggressive here, but he goes into his own melee upgrade actually. Wow, so we're going to see some continued Ling play from both of them. Snute with the delayed melee, Scarlett obviously follows up with the melee. So a little bit of something on either side here so far, as we see creep spread pushing on out and going in a couple different directions. And we are going to be seeing the layout on the way from Scarlett, so that's going to be coming up here right now. And I'm just going to be setting up and, well, just a transition available. I mean, from here you can so often see players going in towards, for example, the middless switch, because you've got Ling-Bane on the map, and Ling-Bane middle becomes a very popular thing to play. Snute does not play with the lair just yet, so we'll see what he wants to do himself, as we see 2 for 2 Banes for the moment. And yeah, Snute will be behind on Carapace upgrade. Even when he gets that melee, obviously it'll be kind of not too long until Scarlett gets a melee upgrade too, so Snute will still be behind on that upgrade, and that will be interesting to see how he works around that. You know, what does he do to make up for the fact that that melee upgrade is still not, not really enough. He actually goes a Roach Roaring as well. Very weird to see Roaches coming in after the it's very weird to see Roaches coming in after. Oh, that's a nice Baneling hit. Look how low some of those Lings go. Very weird to see Roaches coming in after the Zerglings with a melee upgrade, because generally, obviously the Roaches just do not benefit from a melee upgrade. So what you would usually see would be something like Carapace for Roaches, because then you have then you have Carapace on Lings and Roaches, so it makes kind of sense in a combined attack more or less. On the other side of things, well, yeah, I don't know. On the other side of things, I guess now, I'm not actually sure what it means for having the melee, honestly. I'm not sure how that will really add up. Going straight into missiles behind it to continue with this kind of, well, to continue with the, obviously what seems to be the Roach Ling play. As we do see Ling's going to come around the top side, and a couple of Lings latching onto that Baneling is going to pick up the kill, and another couple of Banes coming through. They're going to be trying to get some damage as well, but, well, Lings of Scarlett just giving them up. I guess the melee, so I didn't think about this, but I guess the melee makes it so that Banelings one-shot the Zerglings again, which could make a very aggressive Roach Ling attack much more powerful. Now moving across the map, because the issue is if your Banes are hitting the Lings to like low health, it still takes a Roach shot to get rid of them, and that's a wasted Roach shot if it could be spent elsewhere. So maybe that's the idea here. The melee upgrade allows you with the Banelings to, well, one-shot the Lings, and then the Roaches behind that become very powerful. The issue is, if Snute wanted to stay really aggressive, well, now Mutas are coming out, and that makes aggression very hard to really stay committed to here. As you're going to see this Ling surround on the third hatch, and your Snute might just be able to take enough damage to get into a good spot here. As you're going to see Bane into the middle line. Well, she just has a wander around, but doesn't do too much in the end. Just killing the third hatch here, now sees the Mutas on this side of the map as well. So Snute has a lot of time to prepare for these Mutalisks. And we'll start to add on an extra Queen or two. Obviously the Spore Crawlers will be something that we'll have to be invested into here, as those Mutas will pick off this Overlord. So Overlord gets taken down. Just a few more Zerglings coming over to the right hand side. Another Baneling morphing in on the ramp there. And again, a couple of mutas coming through and just poking and prodding. I mean, finding some overlords. I mean, mutas are guaranteed some of this damage, right? The idea from Snute is to minimize how much damage he takes here. I love it. Keeping a couple different clumps of roaches together so that he's safe against lings coming in, just surrounding easily. And just making sure there's not going to be like an immediate ling surround on a hatchery or something that's going to be caught off guard. And getting a lot done, as you see. Queen going to push forwards and just throw down a creep team on the front. Just coming in. We're going to be seeing a couple of drones getting picked off as well. So, again, some good bits of damage here by Scarlett. But in general, Snute did deny that third hatch, remember. Which actually slows down a lot of the gas count as well. And with the way Scarlett's playing, she is not going to be... well, she's not going to be kind of like switching into roaches or anything, which is sometimes what you see from the mutalist play in ZvZ, because up until like a month ago, I'd say, or even a couple of weeks ago, I would say that most of the time you saw mutas in ZvZ would have been off of not a carapace upgrade, kind of Ling Bane start, but off of just a roach build in towards mutas as a bit of a switch up, but only like 8 or 9 mutas, and then switching back into roaches. But this is going to be mass mutas, so the gas count becomes a lot more important. It makes the denial on the third base that Snute had there so much more important as well, because it really will limit the gas count. You know, Scarlett really is not able to make as many mutas as she'd like to. As you can see, she's still floating a few minerals here, trying to get that gas up, while Snute goes into Hive Tech. I mean, he's already got the Hydroden down, allowing him to build the Lurker Den. Muscular Augments is on the way up as well. I'm just going to be seeing the +2 missiles, +1 carapace upgrade coming on through from Snute. Just going to be really powerful on the ground, and also that obviously helps out the Hydralists as well when it comes to fighting against these Hydras. Mutas coming back up to the top, and we're going to see Lings going to catch a full surround on one of those roaches there. Going to be seeing this Queen gets picked off, so Queen going to go down. We're going to be seeing the mutas continue to work their way through a few roaches over there. Spore Crawler and a Queen continuing to fight against those mutalists right now. I mean, the Queen count continuing to rise. Snute will have to cancel the 4th base. That's something I think you'll just have to live with here, you know, for a little while. Scarlett with the extra mobility on the map from mutas and lings, that is going to be basically Scarlett a position where she has more mobility. She will be the one that's able to deny bases, and Snute really doesn't have that same level of mobility. This is a lot of mutas, by the way, and Snute is getting a little bit ahead of himself. I'm not sure why the Hydras were moving out there. I can understand the roaches maybe pull the mutas back home, etc., but the Hydras, that's not something I was expecting. I was going to see, ooh, Snute pulls in a couple of directions. Very hard to split away from speed banelings. Snute actually loses out quite a few workers there. He's down 20 workers overall. Mutas are going to come and try and deal with these roaches, which are just pushing across the map. How much damage can Snute get done with this? Enough to justify sending them all across? I'm not really too sure, because right now he's already taken a lot of damage. I guess he gets into the mineral line now. He will get a few workers here, but in the natural he's already been cleaned up. I mean, he brings the worker count back to even while also drawing up himself, but he lost every single roach on his army. Just lost every single roach. And I mean, now what's back at home for Snute? Well, I mean, a chunk of Hydras. I mean, there's so many mutalists that there isn't really enough anti-air up right now. 7 Queens and 8 Hydras is not enough at all. I mean, you can't even transfuse the Hydras when there's this many mutas, because the mutas are just going to shoot through them so quickly. And Snute's kind of position in this game has just deteriorated so quickly here. I just don't know, maybe he thought Scarlett was going to transition out of the mutas here. Maybe he didn't realize there was so many mutas on the way up, because this really didn't do anything, and now this entire main base of Snute is just under attack. There's not really much Snute's going to be able to do about that. Some roaches topside are going to find some of those Zerglings moving on back, and those mutas continue to come on in. Again, I just feel as though there's enough mutas to straight up fight this right now. Snute is going to get a few transfusions off, but those Queens drain from energy so quickly here, to the point where every single one of them goes down. Everything has fallen, and more lings through the middle of the map is not going to be enough. GG. Scarlett takes for 3-0 against Snute, and a bit of a fast ZvZ. I thought this was going to be a